Hi, my name is Hannah Phillips. I'm the Chief Creative Officer and co-founder of a digital media agency called Piper Creative. I'm an artist. I am a Pittsburgh nut, and I'm also an avid self-experimenter. And that's because I hit a slump. I always do. Always in like the dog days of summer, late July, early August, my motivation levels just totally tank. And I found out that I needed to try a couple of different things to snap myself out of it. Now, you might have heard of this idea of being 1% better. It was popularized by the author James Clear, and it's basically this idea that by marginally moving forward every single day, you make huge progress over the course of a longer period of time. And what I found is that radical change actually works better for me. It feeds into the self-experimentation mindset. And I'm a huge believer that discipline equals freedom. If you haven't read this book by Jocko Willink, I highly, highly recommend it. But I really like to see the immediate feedback that I get whenever I live by an entirely different set of rules. And by that, I basically just mean there's a lot of beauty in contrast. By going about my day in a completely different way than I normally would, I'm able to receive that instant feedback, and I'm very informed by those self-experiments. So in September of this year, I decided that I was going to do 30 paintings in 30 days. I was going to do 30 straight days of movement, activity, meditating, and journaling. I was going to go to bed by 11 p.m. and limit my time on screens and just a lot of stuff. And this is a photo of me actually achieving the painting challenge before. I've done 30 paintings in 30 days challenge twice before, actually. So I know that this kind of works for me. Again, it's because of the dog days of summer and that slump that I hit. But this year I was tacking on a bunch of other stuff, like the limiting screens and the decluttering my apartment, which I needed desperately. And I just kind of wanted to establish a new normal for myself, to pull on a terrible 2020 cliche. But I wanted to take the adaptability skills that I think we've all acquired and use it to my advantage. So I set myself up for success this September. I knew that before going into the month, I had to lay out my strategy, and how would I accomplish all of this different stuff. So when it came to limiting my time on social media and screens, I had to make it very inconvenient for myself to want to do those things or to do those things. So I deleted apps, I blocked a ton of streaming sites, and I moved apps around on my phone so I wouldn't be tempted to use them. Now for the junk food and alcohol, I just substituted those unhealthy options with some healthier options at the times that I would be indulging. So I became a tea savant this September. In terms of journaling and meditation, I just looked for where it naturally plugged into my life and where it fit. So every morning while my coffee brewed, I would take that 15 minutes and just meditate and have a moment of peace. For the movements and the 30 days of activity, listen, so I used to be a runner, and then I found out that I hated running. So I opted for walking and yoga and Pilates and tennis, and I chose to do things that I enjoyed. The bed by 11 p.m., that was by far the hardest for me. But sometimes there are no workarounds, there are no shortcuts. You kind of just have to do it. So every day, I tried to turn the lights out by 11 p.m., and it worked. I'm a huge believer that clear physical space opts for clear mental space. And so my strategy here was every single day, I would physically take one item from inside my apartment outside of my apartment. I donated, I threw a ton of stuff away. And for my painting, I just treated it like the gift that it is. Painting is my favorite thing to do in the world. And so I got to sit in that gratitude and make something new every single day. And the results are right here. I ended the month with 30 new pieces of artwork, and I totally got a second win for this year. And I know we all can agree that 2020 has been crazy, but if it's taught us anything, it is adaptability. So why not use that adaptability, that new skill, to your advantage and treat yourself to some radical change? Thank you.